What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. You're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Tuesday, May 31st, 2016, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Amber Heard has secured a restraining order against her estranged husband, Johnny Depp. TMZ reported the judge granted the 30-year-old actress a temporary restraining order after Heard accused the 52-year-old actor of domestic violence Friday morning in court. Depp is required to stay 100 yards away from Heard until a court hearing in June. The actor is presently in Europe promoting his movie Alice Through the Looking Glass. The judge gave Heard the right to remain in the couple's home, but rejected her request for $50,000 a month in spousal support, attorney fees, and possessions of their Range Rover. The judge also denied a request to keep Depp away from the couple's dogs. Heard claims the actor attacked her last Saturday while high and drunk, according to the BBC. She presented photos of injuries in court Friday and alleged Depp was abusive at other times in their marriage. After filing for divorce Monday, Amber Heard went to court on Friday seeking a restraining order against actor Johnny Depp, her husband of 15 months, accusing him of domestic violence. First reported by TMZ, Heard was seen in court Friday claiming that Depp had physically assaulted her at various times throughout their marriage and presented alongside her lawyer Samantha Spector a collection of photos highlighting various marks and bruises. One photo in particular shows a 30-year-old actress with a red mark around her right eye, which she says Depp inflicted last Saturday. An unnamed source told People magazine this was not an isolated event, this was only the latest incident. In court, Heard requested a restraining order against the Alice Through the Looking Glass star who was away promoting the film. The restraining order request comes just 4 days after Heard filed for divorce, days after the death of Depp's mom, citing irreconcilable differences. On Thursday, Depp's representative commented on the split. Given the bravado of this marriage and the most recent and tragic loss of his mother, Johnny will not respond to any of the salacious false stories, gossip, misinformation, and lies about his personal life. Hopefully the dissolution of this short marriage will resolve quickly. Depp and Heard married in February 2015 after dating for almost 2 years. They have no prenuptial agreement. Dwayne The Rock Johnson has shared on Instagram a first glimpse of his character Hobbs in the next installment in the Fast and the Furious film franchise. The black and white image shows the actor bearded and bald, wearing a tank top, jeans, and a leather vest while standing on a barbed wire fence. The message accompanying the photo reads, "When you strip a man of all he has, all that's important to him, you force him to return to his roots, and sometimes that's a very dangerous and twisted place." He also captioned, "If I was going to return for another Fast and Furious, I wanted to come in and disrupt the franchise in a cool way that got fans fired up and their bloods pumping to see a new version of Hobbs and his daddy's got to go to work mentality and set the table in a cool way for where the character goes in the future. Maybe it's a spin-off movie. Maybe it's more hashtag FF movies. Or hell, maybe Hobbs just gets on his motorcycle and rides off into the sunset, never to be seen again. Either way, I've had a solid first week of shooting. Good to be back with the Ohan, and good to work again with my bud and director F. Gary Gray and our home studio of Universal, as always, has been the best partners to me and my hashtag 7bucks productions team. Most importantly, you guys around the world will really dig this new version of the role, because we always say disruptors dent to the universe. Hashtag Hobbs, hashtag Twisted Roots, hashtag One Disruptor, hashtag One Savage, hashtag F8. Fast 8 is scheduled to be released on April 14th, 2017. And in a related story, Dwayne The Rock Johnson announced via social media Monday that he will portray Clark Doc Savage on the big screen. Johnson teased, "It's official for all comic book fans. You already know the world's first superhero predating Superman is the man of bronze himself, Clark Doc Savage. Want to thank my bud, director, writer Shane Black and his writing team, Anthony Bergerozzi and Chuck Mondre, for flying in from LA and sitting with me and our 7bucks Productions producer, Hiram Garcia, on this Memorial Day weekend to chop up creative and break stories on this very cool project." Johnson went on to explain the character was the inspiration for Superman, adding Savage has a, quote, genius-level intellect, heightened senses beyond comprehensions, and is, in short, the master of everything. Johnson wrote, but here's the number one reason I'm decided to become Doc Savage. He's a hilarious weirdo. Confidently, yet innocently, he has zero social graces whatsoever due to his upbringing, so every interaction he has with someone is direct, odd, often uncomfortable, and amazingly hilarious, as the actor went on. He finally concluded by saying, after speaking hours with Shane Black, I can see why the creator of Superman took only the best parts of Doc Savage and leaving the weirdo part behind. But to us, it's that weirdo part that makes Clarke Doc Savage dope. Can't wait to sink my teeth into this one-of-a-kind character. Oscar-winning actor Jeff Bridges announced via Twitter he has joined the cast of Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Bridges tweeted, along with an image of a liquor glass on top of text that reads, #Kingsman, the only golden circle I want vexing me is the one my glass leaves behind on the table. The star of Crazy Heart, True Grit, and The Big Lebowski did not offer any other details regarding whom he will play in the movie, which is the sequel to Matthew Vaughn's 2015 hit spy comedy Kingsman: The Secret Service. Featuring Taron Egerton, Halle Berry, Julianne Moore, and Mark Strong, Golden Circle is scheduled for release June 16, 2017. British filmmaker Sam Mendes, who helmed Skyfall and Spectrum, says he won't direct the next James Bond movie. The Oscar-winning director noted, "It was an incredible adventure. I love every second of it, but I think it's time for somebody else." The man who also made American Beauty and Revolutionary Road adds he hopes the next filmmaker comes from an unexpected direction. The Hollywood Reporter says Mendes made the remarks during a weekend appearance at the Hay Festival of Literature in Wales. The Bond franchise producers have not yet announced whether Daniel Craig will return for a fifth 007 movie. Craig has starred in the Bond blockbusters directed by Mendes, as well as their predecessors Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. Mendes dismisses as futile the notion that the campaigning for fans will influence the producers regarding which actor should replace Craig if he doesn't come back for the next picture. He says, "It's not a democracy. Barbara Broccoli decides who is going to be the next Bond. End of story." Warner Brothers Pictures says director Christopher Nolan has begun principal photography on his World War II set action thriller Dunkirk in France. Nolan, who also penned the film's screenplay, will shoot scenes in Holland, the United Kingdom, and Los Angeles as well. Set for theatrical release on July 21st, 2017, the movie will star Tom Hardy, Mark Rylance, Kenneth Branagh, and Cillian Murphy. Rounding out the ensemble are Anirudh Bonnard, Harry Styles, James D'Arcy, Jack Lowden, Barry Keoghan, and Tom Glyn Carney. The synopsis says, Dunkirk opens as hundreds of thousands of British and Allied troops are surrounded by enemy forces. Trapped on the beach with their backs to the sea, they face an impossible situation as the enemy closes in. Nolan's films include the blockbusters Interstellar, Inception, the Dark Knight trilogies, and Memento. Netflix has released a trailer for its film adaptation of Jonathan Ivision's novel The Fundamentals of Keri. Set to begin streaming June 24, the movie was written, directed, and produced by Rob Burnett. It stars Paul Rudd, Craig Roberts, Selena Gomez, Jennifer Ely, Megan Ferguson, and Frederick Weller. A synopsis says the film follows the story of Ben, a retired writer who becomes a caregiver after suffering a personal tragedy. After 6 weeks of training, Ben meets his first client, Trevor, a foul-mouthed 18-year-old with muscular dystrophy, one paralyzed emotionally, one paralyzed physically. Ben and Trevor take an impromptu road trip to all the places Trevor has become obsessed with while watching the local news, including their holy grail, the world's deepest pit. Along the way, they pick up a smart-mouthed runaway and a mother-to-be who helps test their pair's survival skills outside of their calculated existence as they come to understand the importance of hope and true friendship. Preacher, producer, and director Seth Rogen says he hopes Tom Cruise finds it hilarious that he is killed off in the show. Based on the comic books by Garth Ennis, the wickedly funny supernatural horror series focuses on Texas minister Jesse Custer, who is seeking redemption after a life of crime. Early in the pilot, a mysterious supernatural force infiltrates several people and causes them to spontaneously combust. Televisions in the background of other scenes shows news reports saying Cruise was one of the victims. At the end of the episode, the entity finds Jesse. Asked by host Chris Hardwick on Sunday's edition of Talking Preacher if he thinks Crews is aware he is part of the show's running joke. Rogan laughed, "Oh yeah, I think he knows. I got a lot of press when it first premiered in South by Southwest. Then we blew up Tom Cruise, as you would imagine. My hopes is that he finds it hilarious." Rogan also explained why Jesse survives the possession when the mysterious life form has destroyed others. He explains they can't handle it. For whatever reason, they are not the right match for whatever it's looking for. Not the right right combination of good and evil, elaborates showrunner Stan Catlin. He also says there is something about the power of conflict in Jesse that allows this entity to inhabit him. It has good and angelic and demonic qualities in itself, so sort of the idea was some of the characters may be too virtuous to handle the supernatural being, some of them may be too corrupt. Tom Cruise, it's up to. Rogan quipped, some might just be too Tom Cruise. Starring Dominic Cooper, Ruth Negga, and Joe Gilgun, Preacher airs Sunday nights on AMC. Fox has postponed the release date for Maze Runner: The Death Cure from February 17, 2017 to January 12, 2018. The move comes after production was halted so actor Dylan O'Brien can recover from injuries he sustained during an on-set mishap. Entertainment Weekly says it is for now unclear when production will resume. The 24-year-old actor was working on the film in Canada when an accident involving a vehicle sent him in the hospital where he was treating for severe broken bones. Brian plays Thomas in the Maze Runner movies, which are based on the Dave Dashner series of books. The first two movies, The Maze Runner and The Maze Runner Scorched Trials, earned a combined $660 million at the box office. Showtime has released a new trailer for Roadies, the first original television series from creator, executive producer, writer, and director Cameron Crowe. The 2-minute clip shows Luke Wilson and Carla Gugino as their characters who are navigating the chaotic and exhilarating world of music tours. The 1-hour series is scheduled to premiere June 26. Season 1 will consist of 10 episodes. The show is being filmed in Los Angeles now and promises to give an insider look at the reckless, romantic, funny, and often poignant lives of a committed group of roadies who live for music and the de facto family they form along the way, the network said in a press release. They also added, the series chronicles the rock world through the eyes of music's unsung heroes and pays homage to the backstage workers who put the shows on the road while touring for the successful arena-level group, the Stanton House Band. The ensemble will also include Imogen Potts, Raph Spall, Keisha Castle-Hughes, Peter Cambor, Colossal Baker, a.k.a. Machine Gun Kelly, and Ron White. Louis Guzman, Jacqueline Byers, Vanessa Mitchell, Branscombe Richmond, and Tank Sade are to guest star. Crowe's movies include Jerry Maguire, Almost Famous, and Say Anything. Lenny Henry and Roy Hudd have joined the cast for the third and final season of the British mystery series Broadchurch, ITV announced. Filming began this week on the 8-part drama and will continue in Dorset and Somerset throughout the summer. David Tennant and Olivia Colman will reprise their roles as police detective Alec Hardy and Ellie Miller, with Jodie Whittaker and Andrew Buchanan returning to play Beth and Mark Latimer, the parents of a child killed in season 1. Arthur Darvill will also be back as Vicar Paul Coates, Carolyn Pickles as newspaper editor Maggie Radcliffe, Charlotte Belmont as Mark and Beth's daughter Chloe, and Adam Wilson as Ellie's son Tom. The cast will include, as well as Julie Hesmondhag, Georgina Campbell, Sarah Parrish, Charles Higson, and Mark Baisley. Showrunner Chris Chibnall said in a statement, "This is the final chapter of Broadchurch. We have one last story to tell, featuring both familiar faces and new characters. I hope it's a compelling and emotional farewell to a world and show that means so much to me." British actress Emilia Clarke says she remembers quite clearly her days of working in low-paying, dissatisfying jobs before her breakthrough role of Daenerys in HBO's Game of Thrones. Talking to reporters in New York about her new big romance, Me Before You, Clarke was asked whether she could relate to how her character, Lou, signs on for a job from hell shortly after she is introduced. The 29-year-old actress laughed, "Oh, darling, I've had a few. I think I speak for actors everyone when I say that we've spent some time without the love of our job that we are trained to do in catering or call centers or bar jobs or festivals or waitressing. And I am crap at all of them. I did data entry for a while. I actually got fired. I was having too much fun. I had the wheelie chair, and we used to do Fast Food Friday, which used to leave me really hyper, so I just wheeled around the office. So yeah, I've had a few terrible jobs." Me Before You is the adaptation of Jojo Moyles' best-selling love story by the same name. It follows the cash-strapped Lou as she loses her job in a cafe and is hired by the bitter Will's parents to keep his company and cheer him up. Just as Lou melts Will's heart and they begin to positively influence each other's worldviews, Lou learns Will had earlier made a heartbreaking pact with his mother and father, whereas he agrees to try to adapt to his disabilities for 6 months. If he can't be happy, he will end his life with the help of doctors in Switzerland. Lou then embarks on a campaign to convince Will life is not only worth living, but that he should spend his with her. Co-starring Sam Claflin, Matthew Lewis, Brendan Coyle, Jenna Coleman, and Charles Dance, the movie opened in theaters on Friday. To positive reviews. Actor Topher Grace and his longtime girlfriend, actress Ashley Henshaw, were married this weekend at a ceremony in Santa Barbara. The couple began dating in early 2014 and announced their engagement the following January. People magazine confirmed their wedding took place Sunday, but said it is unclear whether Grace's That 70s Show co-stars Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were on the guest list. Us Weekly reported last week that Grace and Henshaw plan to tie the knot